Now, they think over the years that this building was open that you have tens of thousands of deaths inside this building.
Whoa.
Yeah, you remember there was a story of a nurse who had worked here. She had, sad story, long story short, she ended up taking her life by hanging herself from this pipe.
You all right?
Something just brushed right up the back of my leg.
What the heck
was that?
Wow.
What the heck? That was down here.
Wait, shh.
Haunted. The word has become synonymous with one building, Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Tucked away on a hill in Louisville, Kentucky, this massive building was constructed to combat the most deadly disease of the 20th century. When Waverly Hills came into existence, tuberculosis had killed 1 in 7 of all people that had ever lived. So this sprawling sanatorium was built for one task: find a cure. Many unsuccessful and experimental treatments were performed here at Waverly Hills, and while doctors struggled to cure this disease, the death toll became astronomical. It is said that the ghostly evidence of thousands of human beings who died here inside Waverly Hills Sanatorium can still be experienced to this day. So tonight, we will spend the night inside America's most haunted sanatorium.
We are actually inside Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The sun went down just a little bit ago. We just got inside of this amazing and historic building, and this is thought to be one of the most haunted buildings in the world. Now, it opened in 1910 to be used as a tuberculosis hospital at the beginning of the tuberculosis epidemic, which at that time, tuberculosis was one of the most deadly diseases in the world, and not much was known about it. So they did a lot of experimental treatments here inside this building, a lot of ways that they thought they could cure tuberculosis. They even would cut into their lungs. They would remove ribs to try and make more room for people's lungs because they didn't know how to cure it. The building itself has huge open windows on the upper floors because they thought sunlight and fresh air helped cure tuberculosis. So the architecture itself is very telling of how they understood this disease at that time. But it was actually closed down as a tuberculosis hospital in 1961, and then from there, it was converted into a geriatrics hospital where it was used until 1982 when it finally closed for good. Now, they think over the years that this building was open that you have tens of thousands of deaths inside this building. They had so many people dying at the height of the tuberculosis epidemic, they had to use a special tunnel. It's called the death chute or the death tunnel. They used to take the bodies underground and out of Waverly Hills so that the current patients could not see how many people were dying. We're really excited to be here tonight, and we're gonna walk through and show people some of the areas here because it's been a decade since we set foot inside Waverly Hills. Before we started Paranormal Quest, back in June of 2010, we investigated here. We all had some interesting experiences, and we caught some interesting evidence that we'll talk to you about. But the coolest thing, where we're going to start, is right over here to my left. This is the morgue. When people were dying, of course, they would have to bring them down in here into the basement. Right in here is some of the original morgue coolers, gurneys, and things that were used whenever Waverly Hills was in operation. So you talk about the tens of thousands that died in this building. One of those stops they made on the way out of Waverly Hills was here at this morgue. So this is definitely going to be a very, very active spot, hopefully tonight. So we're coming into actually the first part that was used as an active hospital during the tuberculosis era. And this would have been some of the day rooms that they would have used on the second floor here. Just a lot of long, sprawling hallways in this building, and shadow figure activity is something that they actually talk about a lot inside Waverly Hills. So this is what the patient rooms would have looked like. And they all have double doors here, and you can see they lead out into a solarium, which would have been where they'd get fresh air and sunlight. And the solarium itself is completely open. They had screens in the windows at the time, I believe, because when you look at old pictures of Waverly Hills, you see screens in these windows, but still open air, sunlight. That's what they thought cured tuberculosis, but really what they were doing was spreading the disease further through the building because it was an airborne bacterial infection of the lungs. So that was actually working against the hospital rather than for it, and it just caused more people to die. I mean, it's just massive, sprawling hallways, up and down, patient rooms, the solarium. It's 180,000 square feet, so we're probably gonna get lost tonight, but let's go up and see if we can find stairs and see if we can see some of the upper floors. So we're on the third floor now, and this is again just more patient rooms, another solarium out on the other side of these rooms here. Like I said, this was filled with hundreds and hundreds of patients that were all infected with tuberculosis. But while we're here in the middle of the building, kind of sandwiched in between the 5 floors that make up Waverly Hills, we wanted to take the opportunity to introduce someone who is going to be investigating with us tonight. And that is Leanne. Leanne has been following the channel for a while now, and she's become not only a supporter of Paranormal Quest, but also a dear friend. And she said she wanted to come to Waverly Hills, and she's here, she's with us. So we're gonna be investigating this place tonight, and Leanne's gonna get to experience everything that Waverly Hills has to offer. So, are you ready?
I am.
All right.
Excited.
I am.
Okay.
So one thing you have to remember with Waverly Hills is in this open air hospital, this solarium out here, the air blowing in, spreading the bacterial infection, it wasn't just the patients.
Wow.
What the heck
was
that?
that?
Wow.
What the heck? That was down here.
Wait, shh. Infection, it wasn't just the patients.
That's a car.
That's a car. That was not. That was.
No, what
that
we
was
heard
a-
before was
That was a woman singing.
Yeah, because there was an echo.
That was a
that
woman
was
singing.
insane.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we all
Well, I
did.
had heard her before back here, but it
That
was
might
very,
have-
very faint.
That's so weird. That's so weird. Where, you know, whichever direction that came from, we captured it for sure. That was creepy. But like I was saying, it wasn't just the patients that were at risk of infection because of the architecture of the building. It blew the bacterial infection, tuberculosis, all through this structure. So it was the nurses, the doctors, the orderlies, even the administration, they would become infected with the disease that they were trying to treat, and then they would end up dying here at Waverly Hills.
Someone smells really good.
Do what?
There's actually a hand sanitizer. That
Is it
room.
Yep.
black opium?
You're a ghost hunter. It's just a string.
It's just watercolor.
We're now on the 4th floor. And actually, now that I think about it, Steve, isn't this the floor that you caught that picture?
Yeah, all the way 10 years ago.
Here, let me see that camera.
Yeah, we were actually coming up from the opposite side of the hallway that we're on right now, so we would be walking towards where we're at right now at this point. Basically, I would take a snapshot, walk a few steps, then I was able to take another picture with the camera, and I pretty much did that the entire night because it's really all I had to work with. Once I'd gotten home it had been about a week later after the investigation and whatnot, I was going through all my pictures. There were typical dust stuff flying everywhere and whatnot. However, one particular picture, there was this little image in this one window. And I started thinking back what Miss Mattingly said. All the glass windows were taken out of the panes here throughout the hallway so no one would break them and get cut on them and whatnot. Because what I had seen was actually suspended in that space area of the window.
And you said you think it looks like a nurse's.
Yeah.
You said you look like a nurse looking through the window.
Absolutely. When I zoomed in, the more I looked at it, I personally, in my opinion, could definitely see the chin, the cheek, the outline of the mouth, like the lips, the eyes, and actually the hair came down in bangs, coming down just onto the forehead area. So it was really, I thought, really, really interesting. So again, my opinion, I thought it was a pretty interesting picture. So
Yeah.
Remember the 5th floor, man, right?
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's been so long. But was it right over there at 502 that you and Josie, back when we were out in your paranormal, you had some pretty cool experiences over there?
Well, actually, let's head over here closer to the room because, yeah, you remember there was a story of a nurse who had worked here. She had, sad story, long story short, she ended up taking her life by hanging herself from this pipe.
Right.
Well, Josie and I, like you had mentioned, we were in here doing an audio session.
Okay.
Josie's in the back room near the stalls, the bathrooms, and I was in this front room. Totally quiet for probably 15, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, as we're asking questions, we began to hear footsteps, very, very distinct footsteps. It was coming up the same way we just did.
Okay.
Through this area, I believe it was a nurse's station. Got a little closer, and we're dead silent, we're hearing it, and we're just kind of, listening to see what happens. All of a sudden she said, "Can you hear that?" I said, "Yes." And so next thing we know, we're still quiet. We ask some question, we're acknowledging, "Wow, can you hear that?" "Yeah, I'm hearing it." "What is it?" "I don't know." Next thing we know, it sounds like something, best I can describe as being drug, heavy movement, like something sliding across the floor in this area or out on the solarium. And she's like, "Is that you?" I said, "No." She said, "What is that?" I mean, it was so loud, and present that it was almost like we were just smiling in disbelief or like this. Like, what in the world, Right. And that was right in here. His footsteps, the movement. We would hear the movement probably at 2 separate occasions. And this was right in this area, but something seemed to acknowledge us, our presence. It knew we were in here. It could hear us reacting to him or her and didn't seem to be bothered by us being in here.
And let's not forget that there was children up here on this floor too.
Right, yeah, right.
The children were right out here in this area.
Exactly, yeah. There's, I believe, still maybe to this day, a couple balls and some toys in there for the kids.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on the 1st level on the 1st floor of Waverly Hills. Jason and I are going to be heading down on one side of the 1st floor. We're going to be going to the final exit that these people made on their way out of Waverly Hills. When they passed away, they were taken down a long tunnel called the body chute. And we're going to be starting our investigation there. And Leanne, Steve, and Dave are going to be heading over to the morgue and some of the other treatment rooms on this 1st level. So we're going to be on the opposite end of the building. We're not going to be able to hear each other because remember, this building is massive and it is 5 floors. Let's do this.
Okay, this is Dave, Steve, and Leanne, Waverly Hills. We are currently in the morgue.
We just wanted to let you know we're just visiting. We come with the utmost respect, love, and care for you. And my name's Steve. That's Dave, Leanne. We do have permission to be here from Tina. But we'd also like to know if it's okay with you all here.
Whoa. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I'd like to know if it's okay with you all here.
Whoa.
Is that Dave and Jason?
I'm Dave, but
Or
Ryan.
is it Ryan and Jason down there?
no, they went down to the death chute.
That's outside.
Hello?
If it's okay with you, if we could have your blessing to be here, could you maybe touch the device there with the red light? Say yes or no over this area right here, or over by Dave there on the table. There's another device if you stand near it, it might be able to pick up evidence of your presence. Would you do that, please?
My name is Jason. This is my friend Ryan. We're just here to meet with you. Can you speak to us? I just heard a whimper.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I just heard a whimper.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Something's. I feel like a sharp burning on my shin. I don't know if something's biting me or what.
Oh my gosh.
I have to check that later.
You're more than welcome to come in here and speak with us.
You can't see this is a gurney, right? Mm-hmm. Let me try something. I want to move the REM pod real quick.
Okay?
Does this mean? Is there anyone attached to the gurney there, the carts? If so, can you activate the, just touch that device there with the red light? Just like this, see, look, I can touch it, it doesn't hurt me, it won't hurt you. You close it like this, see what you can do with that? It's just gonna let us know that you're here, that's all it's gonna do.
Can you tell us your name?
What was that?
That was creepy. Can you tell us your name?
What was that?
That was creepy.
Did you? Was that back here?
I couldn't tell. It sounded guttural.
Yeah.
We come with the utmost respect, love, and care for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
We fully understand that you don't know us whatsoever. You know, we're here, Leanne's here for the first time. You know, it's been 10 years for Dave and I. But like we said upstairs, we would like for you to consider us at some point friends. Are you happy with the work that's being done to the building? Are you happy with what Mrs. Mattingly is doing? There's a car outside.
What is that? There's movement back here. Yeah. Are you bringing somebody down the chute?
If you're in here with us, what do you see in this tunnel?
I'm not really feeling anything.
I'm not either.
I mean, there's always the whole, odd feeling, the weird vibe of being in a morgue. But I think for a lot of these folks, other than the people who were working here, most of them obviously were gone before they got here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You should maybe try somewhere else, or
Yeah, we can.
longer.
Let's give it like 3 or 4 minutes of just complete quiet. See what happens.
Was it you? Or something like move or knock or something over there?
I think it might have been Leanne.
No,
Oh, it wasn't?
I'm far away from the table.
I don't know then.
That was interesting. Wasn't that loud? I mean, you guys heard it?
I did. I thought maybe Leanne was moving or something. That's weird.
Was it you?
Are there any TB patients here with us tonight? If you are here with us, could you please speak to us as loud as you can? If you can hear this, can you make this kind of noise?
Ready?
Are there any patients here that would like to make communication with us tonight? If so, please feel free to let us know your name, maybe your first name for starters. And we really appreciate that.
We think we heard you just a few minutes ago. Are you still with us?
If you passed away in the hospital up the hill, this is the way they took your body out of here. Is that why you try and escape through this tunnel?
There's a little bit of a breeze coming up from the bottom. And the door's sealed shut, and it's got plastic over it.
What was that?
What did you hear?
It was a voice, like almost like a
crying from back here.
And the door's sealed shut and it's got plastic over it.
What was that?
Are you feeling that breeze? It's still coming.
No, I don't feel any breeze.
It's real light. It's on my left side.
Are you standing to the left of Jason?
What was that?
Yeah, that was.
Maybe the little rocks.
What is it?
That was down this way.
That wasn't you guys?
No.
It sounded like whistling. What was that?
We're fully aware that you get a lot of people here that try to make communication with you and conversation with you. And that's all we're trying to do. And I don't know how people have treated you in the past, but we'd like for you to trust us and know, again, that we have the utmost respect, love, and care for you.
Right as soon as you
Did you hear that?
Yes. Right as soon as you
Did you hear that?
Yes. Right as soon as you
Did you hear that?
Yes. What happened?
It looked like I just now seen something right here. Do you see? I know you don't see anything. I swear to God, it almost seemed like a light. There was something a little bit lighter than this darkness, and it looked like it was on the ramp. You okay?
I felt like something just touched me right here on the back.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like right on my hip.
Are you moving up the tunnel?
We are perfectly fine. If you don't want to make communication, you do not have to make communication with us. We know that, and we appreciate that, and we respect that. But again, if there's anyone of you who would like to make communication with us tonight, feel free to. We have devices here. There's one down there on the floor. It's got a green light on it. One's got a bluish light on it, and one right here with a red light on it. Those are there for you to make communication with us. So let's try it this way. If there is...
Hold on a second.
What was that? I heard that.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
It sounded like little kids talking.
I heard it. I couldn't make out what it was. It was a high pitch, like high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's try it this way. If there is...
Hold on a second.
So let's try it this way. If there is...
Hold on a second.
So let's try it this way. If there is...
Hold on a second.
You can see that it is sealed. This is the end of the tunnel. It is sealed in plastic and the door is shut. There's the door. And it is sealed in plastic. The tunnel is, it's very surreal. It's like you can be
all the way down at the end off of the hill where you can be up by the hospital. But this is almost like a passageway back and forth. Like the lost souls who died here still use this tunnel to travel out of Waverly Hills. It is very creepy. That was so weird. No, it sounded like it was to my right, which is why right over there's the courtyard, so I wanted to look and see if anyone was out there, but there's not. All right. We're not upset that we're hearing you. We just are trying to figure out where you're coming from. So if you could move a little bit closer towards us. Like Steve was saying, we have these different lights set up. You can go up to any one of them and communicate with us. Could you do that for us?
If you want, if you could touch one of my arms, touch one of Dave's arms, maybe even tap the camera. We've actually had folks we visited actually go up and tap our cameras.
I don't know what that is. Come on, come closer to us here.
Jason is doing live listening to the PSV-11 spirit box. He will not be able to, he will not be able to hear my questions. Just to check, make sure he can't hear me. Jason, can you hear me? Jason, can you hear me?
He cannot.
So any voices that come through are completely impartial. We're also recording it, so you will be able to hear playback. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? My name is Ryan, and that's Jason. We'd love it if you'd be able to come forward and tell us your name.
Let's try something real quick. Let's find a way to set this camera up by itself. All right, guys, so we are going to leave the camera, the REM-pod, and the 360 here. We've got a digital voice recorder actually right behind me here. We're gonna go upstairs and grab a few pieces of equipment that we left behind, and then we will be back, but there will be absolutely nobody on this floor.
What do they use this chute for? Can you tell us why they needed this?
What was that? Are you still up there?
Yes, be allowed to be. Yes, be allowed.
What did it do?
Something's messing with it. I've never heard this before. It's like it sounds muffled now.
Huh. Are you messing with the equipment? You're still recording it, right?
Yes.
Are you taking the energy from that device that Jason has?
You want to move somewhere else?
I was gonna say, yeah, you think so? Because,
We got a lot of building to cover.
oh, yeah. Let's see. Interview PSP 11 direct record.
Ready? Alright, you're in the morgue, man. Alright. Best of luck.
Hello, my name is Jason. I'm here tonight just to meet you. I'd like to speak with you. You don't have to be afraid. Can you tell me your name?
EVP session. Brian, Dave, Steve, Leanne, 4th floor, Waverly Hills.
Hello?
Is anyone here with us right now? Are you happy here?
I just saw something, like a light from out on the,
Where? This room?
yeah, out on the solarium. I'll have to play that back and watch it and see. Oh wait, I just saw it again. I think it's something off in the distance. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I see it now.
Did you work here, or were you a patient? Can you tell me what this room was used for? If there's someone in this room with me, could you please give me a sign of your presence? Could you make a noise? Can you hear this sound? Can you knock like that?
Is anybody in here with us? You can come and speak with us. You don't have to be afraid.
What was that?
I didn't hear anything.
I just heard whistling.
Which way it come from? Can you tell?
Down here behind me.
I would love to be able to get to hear from you. Please come into this room and let me know that you're here with me. Please don't be alarmed by the lights and the camera. The items here in the room, they won't harm you.
How long have you been here?
was that?
Did you hear it? It was a little farther off, wasn't it? Yeah. Hello?
Sounds like there's someone in the stairs. We're really far away from the stairs.
Whoa, there we go.
Hello? Can you touch that for us?
How strong are you? Can you make that light up with more than one light?
You alright?
What's that? Something just brushed right up the back of my leg. Is there like a moth or anything in here?
I don't see anything. I haven't seen a moth flying around in here the whole time.
Did you? It was like,
What was that?
is there anybody down there?
Hello?
How long have you been here?
How long did you live here in the Waverly Hospital? How long did you live here at Waverly? In the room. In the room.
I swear when I walk around here, you ever get that? There's that feeling like something's watching you.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I came around this doorway, I felt like someone was standing in this room watching me. Which was really weird. Very unsettling.
Whoa. I heard something on the floor. Like a thud?
No, it was like a zzz,
No.
but like right by my ear, and I won't think it was a bug.
Wasn't me. I took this, whatever it was on the floor.
It was on my right.
So, wasn't me.
I don't see anything floating around in here. And like Tina told us earlier, she said there are no bugs in here because the bats eat them all. Like flying bugs, mosquitoes, insects.
That's weird.
Freaked out.
There's no reason to be afraid. I'm only here as a visitor. I'm here for you, just to speak to you. What year is it for you?
Is there someone here that wants to talk to us?
Is there a nurse up here?
What's your name?
What did it say?
Couldn't tell. There's definitely something in response to what you asked. Can you say your name louder for us? My name's Steve.
My name's Ryan.
My name's Jason.
Dave.
Leanne.
What's your name?
If you're here, can you stand in the doorway right here where I'm pointing to? Would you do that, please? It would help us know that you're here with us. If it's true that a nurse took her own life right here in this very area, can you please say yes? Was that a yes? Can you say that again?
Something on my arm.
Like what?
I don't know, it was just like tingling. Like tickling. On the underside of my arm. That was weird.
Are there any children up here? Any kids? If so, can you go walk through this doorway here? Maybe back and forth?
We're gonna have to go soon and we'd like to speak with someone. Has anybody got the time?
$3.22.
Okay. Do you guys want to do a quick shepherd's tones and then pack it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. The shepherd's tones might really get things started.
We're starting the Shepherd's Tones experiment, trying to tap into different audio frequencies, hoping that will help with communication or even amplify the energy. Ooh.
Hey, Dave,
Yeah.
did you move an arm or anything?
No.
I just saw something like a black movement right behind you on the wall.
I went like this, that's it.
Jason, where are you at, man?
Right here.
It was right behind you on the wall where your screen light is.
Okay. Come on, if you're here with us, come out and speak with us. We're getting ready to leave. Can you move that ball in the center of the room for us?
How do these tones make you feel? Are they good or bad? If you like the tone that you hear, could you let us know by standing in the doorway right here where this red glowing light is? What about if you dislike the tones? If you dislike the tones, would you please move the ball that's in the middle of the floor for us? you. You're gonna have to let us know somehow. So the easiest way right now is either move the ball here or touch the device right here with the red light on it. That's how we're gonna know.
Okay.
I'll turn down for last few moments of silence.
It's definitely surreal to be here. This is one of the most haunted places in America. More death occurred here than really any other building that you can think of because of the tuberculosis epidemic.
I just heard a whimper.
Yeah, I heard it too.
And if you ever get the chance to visit it, you definitely should. And thank you to Adelaide's Haunted Horizons for the opportunity to investigate this amazing building.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Let's pack it up and head downstairs. Thank you to all the spirits. Thank you to anybody who is still here that did reach out to us and talk to us. You all right?
What's that? Something just brushed right up the back of my leg.
We're really far away from the stairs.
Whoa, there we go.
Hello? We appreciate everything that you did.
Absolutely. And like we said, throughout the night, we send to you nothing but care, love, and respect. So I hope that, at least in your eyes, we can be considered friends.
Infection, it wasn't just the patients.
Wow.
What the
What the
heck
was that?
Wow.